Hello everyone, my name is Duncan Emerton and I'm a Senior Director at FirstWord. I'm speaking today to François Pagnini, Lead Analyst within the Syndicated Reports team about our forthcoming report, KOL Insight Breast Cancer. So François, we know there is currently no targeted therapy option for triple-negative breast cancer, and as such, patients and physicians rely on chemotherapy to delay progression of the disease. Can you tell us about some of the late-stage approaches being evaluated for triple-negative breast cancer?
Sure. So we have two classes of drugs that are being evaluated in late-stage trials for triple-negative breast cancer. It's the PARP inhibitors and the checkpoint inhibitors. So the PARP inhibitors include agents such as AstraZeneca's Lynparza or olaparib, and Tesaro and Merck & Co.'s Zejula, which is niraparib, and AbbVie's veliparib and Medivation's talazoparib, all of which are undergoing phase 3 trials for triple-negative breast cancer. Now, some of these drugs, such as Lynparza and Zejula, have been approved for other cancers already. The checkpoint inhibitors also include drugs that have been approved in other cancer types, such as Merck & Co.'s Keytruda, which is pembrolizumab, and Roche's Tecentriq, which is atezolizumab, as well as Merck Group's and Pfizer's Bavencio, avelumab.
Okay, so how do KOLs view these agents and how do you see them being used in the treatment of triple-negative breast cancer?
Well, as far as the PARP inhibitors are concerned, KOLs are mostly excited about Lynparza's Olympiad trial meeting its primary endpoint. So results indicated that patients treated with Lynparza showed a significant and clinically meaningful improvement in PFS compared with those who received chemotherapy, hitting the study's main goal. They are eagerly awaiting detailed study results. However, KOLs also remind us that this class of drugs will probably only be effective in a small group of triple-negative patients, specifically patients with BRCA1 or BRCA2 germline mutations. And only about 7.5% of all breast cancer patients are BRCA mutation carriers. Regarding the checkpoint inhibitors, the experts are somewhat more cautious. They explain that breast cancer is not as immunogenic as other cancers, and that in early stage trials, these immunotherapies have not shown the same activity in breast cancer compared with other tumor types. They also state that selecting patients who are responsive to these therapies also remains problematic.
Okay, so are there any patients that may benefit from these checkpoint inhibitors?
Well, the experts stress that it is early days and phase 3 data will be required to draw conclusions about these drugs. However, they believe that these immunotherapies will only be effective in combination with chemotherapy, and indeed, monotherapy studies have been disappointing. So although these drugs could be useful in a wider range of triple-negative breast cancer patients compared to PARP inhibitors, they would need to be combined with chemotherapy for maximum efficacy.
Okay, François, thanks very much for your time. To everybody that's listening, please click on the links below to download sample pages and find out more about the report, such as what the key themes are and the KOLs we spoke to.